Every Focus at Work video says the same thing. Get up earlier, eliminate distractions, make a to-do list. Here's all the hacks I use to be more productive. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you that that's not the place to start. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because here's what nobody says out loud. The people who can focus at work and seem to be the most productive, they don't use hacks. They decided what deserved their attention first, then designed their workday around it. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down today. The exact place I would start if I wanted to be focused at work on the leadership responsibilities that have the greatest impact. Not try harder, but design better. If we haven't met yet, I'm Dr. Alicia Granholm, a leadership strategist with a doctorate in strategic leadership, and I've spent the last 20 years leading teams and helping leaders build organizations that don't depend on one person carrying everything. In order to design better workdays so you can focus at work, I need 60 seconds to teach you 3 things about our brains, because this is the tool we actually use the most as leaders. And until you understand these 3 things about our brains, you can try all the productivity hacks in the world, and they might actually be working against how your brain works. So let's dive in. 1, your brain uses about 20% of your body's metabolic energy. Every single task, decision, and conversation is using up your brain's energy. The energy your body has available every day to focus and pay attention is finite. And the more mentally complex the task is, the more energy your brain uses and needs to focus on it deeply. 2, research has discovered that it takes our brains, on average, 23 minutes to fully regain deep focus after an interruption. 23 minutes. And number 3, because our brain uses metabolic energy for every task, it also needs to recover after each task. And the recovery period can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes or longer, depending on how mentally demanding the task was. Because the more complex the task, the more energy your brain uses up. So to focus at work better, here's what you need to understand about your brain. Your brain requires metabolic energy to focus, and every task uses up some of that energy. It takes an average of 23 minutes to regain deep focus after any interruption, and after every task, it takes your brain 5 to 30 or more minutes to properly recover. This is why so many leaders feel like they can never catch up. They're always mentally exhausted. They don't have time to think. They're making decisions in survival mode, if they even get to them at all. It's not that you have a productivity problem. You can't focus at work because your workday is not designed for it. Modern work cultures are not designed to actively support deep focus. Every day, your desire for deep focus is competing with meetings, quick questions, context switching, emotionally charged conversations, emails, Slack notifications, and so much more. And each one of these depletes your brain's energy store. The research is very clear. Constant interruptions reduce focus, impair decision-making, make complex thinking harder, not to mention increase stress. So when you want to focus on the work that matters most for leaders, the strategic thinking, developing your people, special projects, you're running on borrowed energy at best. So how do you design your workday to focus at work? You start by deciding what deserves your attention first. A lot of leaders right now secretly believe, I should be able to handle all of this. But we are not finite beings. We're not designed to carry everything. And research tells us that our brains simply cannot thrive in the workplace environments that we have designed. And honestly, if everything on your team requires your constant involvement, that's not sustainable leadership anyway. That's dependency. Leadership means building people and systems that can operate without you being in the middle of everything. Here's the mindset shift that will change this for you. Your attention is your most valuable leadership resource. Not your calendar, not your productivity hacks, your attention. Because what gets your attention shapes your organization. Because what you spend your energy focusing on is what gets prioritized, intentionally or not. And honestly, here's how I know most leaders don't actually believe their attention is valuable. They haven't protected it, they don't have filters for it, and they can't focus at work because of it. If I looked at your calendar right now, would I see evidence that deep thinking matters to you? Would I see blocks for strategic thinking time, meeting prep time, uninterrupted focus blocks, coaching prep for your direct reports? Or would I mostly see meetings and reactions? To help you take back ownership of your attention, here's the framework I recommend for leaders. As a leader, your attention should primarily go to 3 places: people, leading your direct reports, coaching them, developing them, removing obstacles for them, holding them accountable. 2, strategic thinking, reviewing data and metrics, assessing priorities, long-term thinking, resource allocation. And 3, special projects, the initiatives only you can move forward. As a leader, your primary benefit to your organization is your ability to focus on these 3 things. And these 3 things depend on deep focus. Until you design your workday and week so that you can give your attention to these 3 things first, your energy to focus will continue to be used up by other people's priorities. It's not that you have a time problem. It's not that you have a productivity problem. It's not that you actually have a focus problem. It's that you haven't decided where to focus your attention first and then design your rhythms for work around it. So let's solve that. If something is truly important, it needs to go on your calendar, not just a to-do list. So for me, this means I literally block deep focus time, strategic thinking time, meeting prep time, admin time, one-on-one prep before anything else gets added to my calendar. Because those deep focus times is the leadership work. Rolling into a one-on-one or a team meeting or collaborative work session on depleted energy sources or before I've had time to think deeply is like showing up to a consulting session without thinking about the client beforehand. And if you need your team to stop coming to you for everything and take more ownership so that you do have more time for deep thinking, then check out my video on that. I'll link it in the description below. Because as a leader, your goal is to lead through your team rather than carry everything yourself so that you have time for the deep focus work that only you can do. So this week, I want you to ask yourself one question. If I truly believed my attention was my most valuable asset as a leader, what would be the evidence on my calendar? And answer it honestly, because you don't need more time. You need a better strategy for your attention. If this video was helpful, subscribe, because this channel is all about helping high-capacity leaders build sustainable leadership systems so everything doesn't keep depending on you. And if this resonated with you, comment the word focus below and share what's been pulling at your attention lately. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.